Hey guys. Okay, I'm feeling a little better today. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream for because I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. Um, okay, hold on a second. Blah 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 blah. Right. So I'm working on a what was that again? EVANESCIA artwork. I just returned from Gold Coast a few days ago. I was in a convention, got to meet some followers and fans in real life, which was really cool. Also made a little bit of money. And just a short announcement in case someone's in the chat and watching this stream and you're from Melbourne and you have been looking forward to meeting me in real life in Melbourne. Um Unfortunately, it may or may not be cancelled. And the reason is, I mean, I haven't decided on it yet. It depends on what happens after I transfer a table to someone else. But there is a chance that where it currently stands on, my trip to Melbourne in Oz Comic Con may be cancelled. And the reason is due to the war that we all know what's about. Fuel prices has been rising a lot, and as such plane tickets has also been rising a lot. And when I signed up for Oz Comic Con, this was not a problem. So obviously I signed up when there was like no war, no like stuff happening in real life, right? So I signed up fully expecting that flight tickets would have been like at most 300, and I could go there and possibly make back the money, like the tabling fee, and also be able to afford accommodation. But now that everything has happened, for one, there's a pretty good chance I can't even go back to Hong Kong in June because of the flight ticket prices. And for two, because of this, I may or may not have to cancel going to Melbourne. So for people who have been waiting to meet me in real life in Melbourne, I am very sorry, but I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed yet. I don't know what's gonna happen, but just saying there is a chance that I probably have to cancel it. Yeah. Anyways, how are you feeling right now due to last time? By the way, hello Mia May, hello Kent, hello Evan. I've been feeling a lot better. It's just like stomach ache. I don't know. Like recently, I've been having stomach aches for no reason, and I don't know why. Maybe I ate something unclean. Maybe I drank something that wasn't clean. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that sucks. It does. What can I do, right? I mean, I wish Brisbane had a lot more events so I can attend them more. But yeah, what can I do, right? There's not much I can do. Even if I were to be able to book a flight, let's say like I paid 400 Australian dollars for like a domestic flight, right? Um, the chances of my flight getting cancelled is currently pretty high because I've heard from a lot of artists from Melbourne to Gold Coast and like Supernova. They told me that like okay, not just them, like a whole bunch of people told me that their flights were cancelled on like the day before the event, which we're actually supposed to show up on the day before the event so we can set up tables and stuff, right? And okay, anyways, I apologize if my voice sounds a little weird today because okay, I guess I'm recovering a little bit, but yeah, and from where it stands now, flights canceling, I mean, it doesn't always have to do with like the fuel problem, but definitely has some kind of correlation to it. It's not very stable, and like I don't want to get my flight cancelled after paying like $400 for a plane ticket, right? And I don't want to panic over it, so chances are I'm not gonna show it in Melbourne. But if okay, I've sent them an email about it, and if they replied me that giving up my spot to another person is going to affect my chances of being accepted into the next event, then I will go because I don't want to get blacklisted or anything, right? Hello Otaki, how are you doing? Hello Sivisa, how are you doing? Should go to get a checkup. The thing is, I don't know, because I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've always had like a especially bad like what is that called? Stomach? Intestines? Whatever it's called, right? Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, that's about the Melbourne situation. I will keep you guys updated on it. I know there's like okay, I know there's like one or two fans in my Discord who has been waiting to see me in person in Melbourne. But yeah, due to the current circumstances, chances are it's gonna be cancelled. Chances are. Anyways, we're working on Evanescia today. And we're possibly working on her chibi as well. Look at this, so cute. See, my exams are over. Oh, congratulations. Dreaming Ocean, hello, everybody. Well, I for one know that university exams in Hong Kong are now going on, so... Okay, wait, guys, hold on. Before I start drawing, or maybe I should start drawing, right? I gotta show you guys like a crazy story, okay? So I was in class yesterday, right? So I was in like college yesterday, I mean university class yesterday, and like I heard a crazy story and I feel like I gotta share you guys about it because it's kind of crazy. So I had like a Korean classmate, okay? He's from South Korea. He's pretty cool, okay? He was like nice, he was friendly, whatever, right? And then we were like having a conversation with like the other classmates on like my table. Okay, so basically there's like a table and then there's like a few people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we were talking, we were chatting because we had nothing to do in class after like the group discussion. Okay, and then I think we were sharing our like high school experiences, and then that guy, like the Korean guy, straight up told us that he was apparently friends and classmates with a guy from Stray Kids. And okay, look, I have no idea who Stray Kids are, okay? I don't follow pop and like music, I guess. But from what I know, I think they're like singers or maybe idols, and they're like super famous, okay? Like, there's a point where you're so famous that even Hina, who lives on the moon, knows about it. Then you're mega famous, right? So I was like, dude, you've gotta be joking. I really thought he said it as like a joke, because like, you're trying to tell me that you know like a celebrity so famous that even Hina knows about it, okay? That's kind of crazy, okay? So I thought he was like joking, right? And then, no, he looked at me dead in the eyes and he was like, yeah, so I knew this, I forgot like which guy it is, but like, he was like, yeah, so I knew this guy from my high school. And I was like, oh, did you go to like an international school? Did you go to like a celebrity school? And he was like, no, I went to like a public school. It wasn't even private. And the reason why there was like a celebrity in there is because it was like located near like the celebrity entertainment building district. And that was kind of crazy because afterwards he told me that not only was one of the guys from Stray Kids his classmate and friend, like they knew each other personally, okay? And he told me that I think Jenny from Blackpink was also from his school. And I was like, holy shit, are you being for real? And he was like, yeah, she's my senior. I was like, what? Okay, look. I live in the moon, and even I know what Blackpink is, and that's because how famous they are. So I'm pretty sure they are very famous, like mad popular. And this guy just looks me in the eyes and tell me like, yeah, so I'm like a friend with one of the guys from Stray Kids, and I thought he was joking, and he was not. He was completely not. He literally pulled up a picture, okay? There was like a picture. And okay, the picture was a little bit like that, okay? Crazy story, by the way. Oh, hold on. Wait. So like he put up a picture, right? The picture looked up a little bit like that. So it was like the frame, right? And there was like a blackboard over here. There was like a clock in here. And there's like a bunch of people, right? A few people actually. And then there's a few people, and then like the friend was like maybe standing here, and then like the guy from Stray Kid was like here. And he pointed out to me that he was like, oh yeah, that's like the guy from Stray Kids I was talking about. He was my friend and classmate. I was like, what? Bro is never losing 2 trips, 1 lie. Should have been me, not him. Okay, I have no idea if the guy from Stray Kids was already popular at the time. I imagine so, because I mean, I think Korean idols probably debuted as like at like a pretty young age, and he was in high school, right? Um, and then I mean, like he also told me that he thought about becoming like an idol, like joining the like entertainment industry, right? And I was like, why not? And then he was like, I didn't feel like doing it at the end, but yeah, like that was kind of crazy. But okay, to be honest, I mean, I don't think the guy is watching the streams. But I feel like he could make it as like an idol. I mean, like objectively, he's not bad looking at all. He has good skin, so might as well. He should have joined like the guy from Stray Kids and joined as like a Stray Kids member, right? Make sure you all like the stream and join the Discord if you haven't. Hello, Vegas, welcome. How are you? Right, I just gotta put on some music for myself. Anyways. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like this story could totally make it in like a YouTube Shorts or something. But like, I mean, I have no proof because I wouldn't show like, okay, for one, he didn't like send the photo to me, he just showed it to me in class. For two, I wouldn't show a photo of Stray Kids when they were young in high school, okay? I feel like that's probably something against their privacy. I feel like their lawyers are probably about to come hunt me down if I did that, okay? Lucky Baxter, that has to be a flex. Yeah, when are my friends gonna be like famous or like rich so I can tell people that like, hey, I'm like actually personally friends with this guy. Okay, and I was talking about this like and with a few other friends, with another friend, okay? And then like we were talking about this Korean guy and how he knew the guy from Stray Kids, right? And then one of the friends, and then we were talking like, hey, what's the most famous person you've met in real life, or like someone who you actually know, right? And then one of the girls were like, I mean, I don't think I know any famous people. And I was like, no, you've not met like someone famous? I mean, that makes sense. Like we're like normal people, right? And then she was like, yeah, I guess like the most famous person I know, like not the person, but their family, like I knew their family members, I know all of their family, but not the person specifically, was like, I think it was like an art YouTuber on YouTube, and then that said art YouTuber has like 600k subscribers. I was like, how is that not famous? You knew like, you're telling me you know their family, and you're trying to tell me you've not met someone famous. The guy has like 600k subscribers, how is that not famous? Jesus, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like all of my classmates are like on crack. Like, what the hell is their friendship circle, dude? Who though? I mean, I forgot the name. It was like YouTuber. Okay, the avatar, like the icon, the PFP. It was with like brown hair, and then the rest I forgot. It was just today. I just have that memory, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, imagine if my classmates found out that I actually did social media. May I share something? I mean, if it's relevant to the topic, then sure. Okay, recently I've been feeling really unconfident in my art style because, look, Matcha is like my favorite artist, and that's why my art style looks kind of a lot like hers. But at the same time, I don't want people to look at my art and think like, oh, Matcha must be your favorite artist, because I can tell your art style looks like Matcha. I don't want to look like another artist's art style, so I've been thinking about it. I don't know how to solve it. Like, no matter what I do, it just somehow ends up looking a little similar, so... I've been thinking about simplifying the color blocking and this and that, adding less details and trying to do shapes instead of like colors. Maybe that will solve the problem. I mean, I don't know. That requires a lot of strong foundational skills. So, I mean, that's person's, not me. So, I mean, like foundation, people with foundation skills. That's not me. My English has definitely been jammed up recently. I have no idea why. Maybe it's like the side effects of talking for 2 days straight every hour, like every second for 2 days straight in a convention. I guess, maybe. it's just a preference on how you do things. I guess so. I've been thinking about it. Maybe that would speed my process up a little bit too. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, what if I stopped rendering as complicated as I did before? That would be interesting too. Let's try it, right? You never know before you try it. So. Like, I can call this finished. Have a lot of artists to get inspired from is one way of having a unique art style. That's true, but I haven't had a compilation of artists. I mean, I do have a few artists that I really like, but I have yet to combine their art styles. So yeah. Yuzuki, hello, welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Just so you guys know, I'm like currently listening to Proi, even though you guys can't listen to it, because it's, I mean, I can play it, but I'm too lazy to. Yuzuki, how you doing? And welcome to the chat. Blah 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 blah. Legends unborn that way, but by its bloodlines there knows nothing. How the towering trace go from a seed and achievements rise from the ash. We endure and suffer, lose and play, since we clash against the sky. I mean, I don't sing, so. And my voice is kind of screwed up, so I guess I should stop singing. Okay, I've always thought about it, but okay, maybe that, I don't know if it's like the singer or something, but I always thought Proi was not in English until I actually read the lyrics. I mean, the like weak like reads that was kind of recognizable, but the rest I thought it was in like another language, maybe like Japanese, French, Greek, right? Because F4 is like derived from Greco stuff, right? Thought it was Greek, French, or something else, Korean even. But then apparently it's in English, and I was so surprised because it doesn't sound like English. Like, no offense, completely no offense, okay? But it really didn't sound much like English. So I was like decently surprised when I found out that Proi was in English. Doing good? Nice. Do you have any plans of doing song covers? Not exactly. I mean, sometimes I sing on stream. Like, you guys have to endure my horrible singing sometimes on stream when I feel like it, like right now. But as for like an official singing cover, I mean, I don't know. Pinky Up from Cat's Eye, it's low-key a vibe. Ooh, maybe I could check it out sometime. Oh, hello. Oh, aren't you like the person who's like having DSE this year or the next? Okay, I hope it's not this year, because you shouldn't be in my stream if it's this year. I'm just gonna assume it's next year. But welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Like Jam from Stray Kids. What if like the Korean guy I just, like the Korean classmate I just mentioned was like actually Jam? Wait, is there like just a person called Jam from Stray Kids? Is that what happened with your name? Jam? Okay, I mean, it's not as a joke. I don't want to get cancelled by K-pop fans, but like, I'm just genuinely curious. Is it actually called Jam? Or is it like a nickname or something? Like a, you know, pen name? An idol name? That's a song? Oh, shit. I thought it was like a name of like somebody in there. Dang. Okay, okay, guys. I'll keep you guys updated. Next time, if I remember when I meet the guy again, I'm gonna ask him like, um, which was like, what's the name of the guy they met in Stray Kids? Like, that's some seriously interesting tea. Imagine he dropped some like lore bomb of like Stray Kids being like imagine if he dropped some lore bomb on how like they actually acted in high school. I mean, there it's nothing special because it's like high school. It's supposed to like you're in high school. You're supposed to do what high schoolers are supposed to do. But it would be really interesting. Wait, let me search up a picture of Stray Kids. Maybe I can recognize it. Cause he showed me which one of them was it. But I don't know. I mean, I can't remember very clearly. Hold on. If I can find the exact same picture. What was like the picture he showed me? Okay, I can't find that picture. Where did he even find it? Okay, wait. I need the exact same picture to point out which one. Okay, you know what? I can't do it. Yeah, I can't find it. I mean, I don't know, yeah. Okay. Well, okay, I just realized it was like a useless statement because like people change their hair color all the time, but I would remember it was like a guy without a special hair color. No special hair color, that's it. I don't know Stray Kids, so yeah. And then it was really funny because there was like a girl sitting next to me, and then she was like a fan of BTS, I think. I mean, I think it's like also a boy band group, right? And then she was like a fan of BTS. And then when she heard like the other classmate was like friends with one of the guys from Stray Kids, she was like, "What?" Blah 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 blah. Kind of funny, okay? Probably it was Felix. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know, so I don't recognize any of the people in there, so. Oh right, about the like the person who asked about like the cover. I mean, I definitely thought about it, but I didn't really want to embarrass myself because like for one, I don't sing well. For two, like that's probably gonna go down in my black history or something. But for two, if I release it, I don't think anyone's gonna like it's gonna have like really bad views anyways, and I feel like by doing that, I'm just gonna embarrass myself even more. After all the like all the effort I've put in, maybe practicing the song, finding someone like hiring someone to do the remixing, doesn't that right? So yeah, I didn't really. I mean, I certainly thought about it, but I mean, it never happened. So yeah, learning art is like tiring enough for me. I can't do a second one. Cap? Nah, it's probably real. How fitting, it's April now. 梅上がりの人参もみんな咲いた花も色づきあふれ出す茜色の空青く君にあの日声に落ちた 瞬間のドラマチック広間の中の一コマも冷えないよ心に刻るから君だよ君なんだよ No, I'm not gonna sing it. I have bad throat today. 話にも笑顔にもう隠さないできらめくどんな星も君を照らすから眠りの忘れて迎えた朝日がやたらと突き刺さる低圧力ずつ歌って忘れる君に会えば静寂はモアンティックお茶に溶けたシュガーのように全身に巡るよ I'm gonna go now. Bye Hina, bye everyone. Bye Eva, hope you get well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dun, 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 dun. I just realized, guys. I mean, doesn't it just make me more relatable? Like the fact that I'm like streaming with like a VTuber avatar, but in reality, I'm no idol, I'm no singer, I'm no gamer. I'm just like ordinary person streaming with a VTuber avatar with like a cute girl skin without a cute voice. Doesn't that kind of make me relatable? Like, not, I mean, down to earth, more like. Doesn't that kind of make me like down to earth or like relatable? The fact that I'm streaming with like a VTuber avatar with like a cute girl skin, but then in reality, I'm not a cute girl. I don't have a cute girl voice. I have like a relatively deep voice for a girl. And then I can't sing well. I have not a lot of like special talents. I'm not a very good comedian. I'm not like, you know, heavy, I mean like, I still have to study. And then I still, I guess, I mean, I'm not a gamer. I'm not in like an idol corp or something. I'm just like an ordinary person streaming. Kind of makes me relatable, huh? Maybe, at some point, to some extent. I'm gonna make the shadows in blue color just because it's like the background. So let me try to do this and see how it turns out. I want to try like a different style of rendering. I mean, a little different, not by a lot. I mean, it's still relatively similar. So. Man, I love EVANESCIA. She's cute. She's cute. God bless whoever that made this brush, man. Like, the brushes I use, God bless them. Like, seriously. Who are you drawing? It's EVANESCIA from Honkai Star Rail. But recently, I've been thinking about drawing other characters too. From what I understand from the Uma Musume, like, fan creation guideline, because, like, a lot of the stuff I draw are intended to sell as, like, a fan merchandise in conventions and exhibitions. They're, like, it could be classified as commercial activity, but at the same time, it's just because it's, like, a business doesn't mean it's, like, intended to be mass produced or, like, capitalist commercial, right? It's like kind of a fan project, I guess. Like I'm doing this because I love it, right? Not because I purely only want to profit off of it. So lately, I've been thinking about doing series like Uma Musume, Uwa, and this and that, right? Because like, let's be real, one day Hoyo games are gonna die down, and there's a certain day that I have to stop doing their fan art and do something else, right? As much as I love the games, right? So I've been thinking about getting into drawing Uwa characters and like maybe Uma Musume characters or other series as well. I mean, the reason why I got into Honkai Star Rail, I think I drew the Herda and Sparkle before I got into Honkai Star Rail, and I was asking people how their personalities were like so I can better draw them. And then because I drew them, I was like, might as well try out the game, and then I just like tried it out, and then I left it for a long while, and then got back into it. Now I'm obsessed. I might as well do the same with Wua, so yeah. Hashire, yeah, run. I mean, I've watched the anime. I've played the game, but I mean, I was playing on JP server so I didn't understand what the fuck was happening. But it looks cool, I guess. It's like, I mean, I don't understand it that well, so I'm not like a big fan of it. I mean, if I understood it, then maybe I would be a fan. I played Project Sekai years ago. I mean, I still play it sometimes, like just casually. I'm not like a sweat. Okay, maybe I am a little bit to some extent. I don't play that game very well. Just sometimes when I'm bored, I might open up like Project Sekai and then start playing like Don't Fight It music at like expert level, just because I felt like it. Yeah. I'm not like a sweat, but sometimes I play it for fun. I do like some of the character stories though. Like, I like what's her name again? Mizuki and Anna. Mizuki and Anna. I like their. I mean, I like Anna as a person, and I like Mizuki, her character, I guess. To play FGO and Princess Connect reside in JP. Oh wait, okay, that's like some pretty based game choice. I have not played it, but it is probably pretty based from what I've heard. So I really want to play FGO. But I don't have time to catch up with whatever that's happening. My friend was like, if you didn't have the time and you want to be unemployed, don't do it. And you know, I would like to try to find, like, I mean, I want to be employed or at least do get on my grades. So yeah. Okay, so you guys, okay, I don't know if I told you guys about this. So I had like an assessment, okay? And the assessment was basically about like something we could do. Like, it was like a free-for-all design project, so we could do whatever we want to. And I did like a website design, even though I have not attempted it before. And then the professor was like, okay, so guys, next week when I see your projects, like last week he said that, and he was like, next week when I see your projects, I would like to see something that has clearly been made over the course of like 6 weeks. And I would not like to receive any works that looks like it has been made overnight the day before submission, okay? Because like the assessment was like for 40-something%, and it was like over the course of 6 weeks, right? And I was like super anxious about it, because the more I did, the more I felt like, oh my gosh, I didn't do enough for like the expectations of like a 6 weeks assignment. And I was like super scared about it. I was thinking, holy shit, I'm gonna like score so bad on this assessment. I mean, the grades hasn't been out yet, but it was presentation today, so everyone got to present their work. And like literally, I feel like I have been anxious about it way too much. I've been over worrying, because like literally 80% of the students in my class just used AI to make their design. Like they just used like Viscom or something else to like do the final rendering. Or there was like someone who used SimCity, which, okay, at least they kind of put an effort. I mean, that's commendable. That's like, I can't judge them that much, I guess. That's like, I like to believe that's like the equivalent of you're an architecture student and your final project was done in Minecraft. Hey, at least it kind of works, you know? I mean, architecture is all about design, I guess, and I mean, if you're in Minecraft, you actually kind of have the dimensions. So, like, fair enough, right? And I just realized I was over worrying because like 80% of the students handed out stuff that was like made in AI, and it genuinely kind of looked like they just made it overnight. And then the second day they woke up and decided to put it in like a Canva presentation and just present it. So maybe I should stop worrying about my grades. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to say, yes. But it's like, you know, just uni stuff, I guess. But at the same time, like, I never know how to improve in design, because like every time I submit a design, there was like feedback section, right? And then none of the other classmates would like ever criticize your work or like be like, oh, I feel like this part was like maybe badly done because blah 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 blah. They don't do that because they don't want to hurt your feelings, right? But then I was like, come on, man, I want to hear what you have to say about my design. Like, I'm here for school. I'm clearly here to learn and not just to feel good about myself. I mean, I want to feel good about myself, but at the same time, I want to know what you think about it and learn. So, don't really worry about my grades. I only worry about it when my sister seems to stare at me like she's gonna bury me. It's like, okay. Generally, design is something that's pretty subjective at times. So the grades probably does not matter that much, just like any other grades. GPA does not matter that much, like your work experience counts more. But the thing is, I paid so many money to go to university. I might as well get good grades. Does that make sense? Like, okay, if I paid a 10,000 Australian dollars per year just to go to a university for a fucking design major, then I might as well do good in it, or else what am I fucking doing, dude? It's not like I have a job. If I had a job, then it makes sense if I had bad grades. If I didn't have a job and I still get bad grades, then I feel like, man, that $10,000 was for fucking nothing. Like, I don't know. It could be only me. Maybe that's me. I mean, maybe that's just me, but yeah. I mean, I didn't care about high school because high school was free. Here's the thing. High school is free. University ain't free. Might as well try to get like a good GPA or something. Like a decent one. At least I don't want to like fail my courses, so. Get your money's worth and do your best. Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta get some water and drink. I'm gonna be back really soon. Okay, I'm back. So basically, what I feel like is like, okay, I guess this is like a little bit of a uni rant session, but so you guys all know I go to design school, right? It's like decently well known in like the city. It's not like some ultra popular design school, but it's like decently well known, okay? But then it's like, how do I put it? It's complicated. I mean, I'm 6 weeks in, so I can't say. I mean, I'm 6 weeks in my second year, so I can't say for like the whole design program. But what I felt like was happening was like the environment is very supportive, right? Which is a good thing. The only problem is when it gets so supportive to the point where I can hand it literally the worst work possible, and people will still praise me for it. then I feel like, what am I paying for? Am I just okay? I'm paying 10,000. The thing is, do I want to pay for 10,000 for people to like praise my work no matter what, and just tell me I'm doing great, I'm doing this and that? Like you can just use AI however you want to, or like, oh, this looks okay. I mean, it looks okay. The thing that matters the most is that you like it. I mean, that of course all matters, right? But at the same time, I'm doing uni because I want to get a job, right? At the end of the day, I really care about the certificate more because that's what gets me a job. And realistically, no boss is gonna tell you just do whatever you want to in a job scenario. They're gonna tell you, what the hell, man? Like, I told you to submit this on Tuesday and you handed it to me on a Tuesday night and it looks like shit. They're gonna tell you that, right? So realistically, I kind of want to, I mean, supportive environment is great, but I didn't pay 10,000 for people to be overly supportive of each other. I paid 10,000 to learn, like, and get criticism on how I could improve, right? I mean, of course, support is great, but there's a point where I kind of felt like when the environment's like overly supportive, then it becomes worthless. Because what do people even mean? Like, even if it was like, praise or like appreciation, it doesn't feel genuine at all, does it? I mean, that's kind of how you act in real life, anyways. Even if you hate somebody, you're always gonna be like, "Hey, how's it going? How's your week been?" Like, but then deep down, you could fucking hate them, right? Then it's like at the same time, I feel like, what am I doing in school, right? Man, what am I doing in school? Of course, you should be careful to not hurt anyone's feelings, but I feel like everyone has been really, really careful about not hurting each other's feelings, that to the point where I feel like nothing's happening in school. I didn't get any meaningful stuff back, and I was like paying for nothing. I mean, college is always kind of like paying for nothing except the certificate, but I don't know. So you want like an honest or realistic feedback or something? Yeah, I mean, I do. Like, okay, there's two possibilities. One is maybe my design was just genuinely very good for like the year I'm in. The second is that it's like, it still has a lot of imperfections, not just a little bit, but a lot of imperfections. And no one wants to point out because they felt bad about pointing out. They don't want to make themselves enemies. They don't want to like feel like, oh, I'm criticizing someone, I'm like causing negative impact on their mental health, something, right? Like, it could be one of the two, and I really hope it wasn't the second. I mean, I low-key, I hope it's the first, but at the same time, I wish that people would just tell what they actually felt like towards my work. People can be blunt, I guess. That's what I mean. I mean, I wish people were a little bit more blunt. Of course, being blunt is like, not the best thing to be when you're at like a scenario where you don't want to make yourselves enemies, but I guess you guys kind of get what I mean. Like, yeah. Feels like no one's being genuine at all. Like, when I say I want feedback, no one's gonna say the real thing. Like, if you said that, like if you told me that you felt like my design was kind of shitty because blah 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 blah, then I will be like, of course I'm gonna be like a little upset. But then I might sit down and 10 minutes later I will look back to it and I was like, you're fucking right, man. Like, now that I look at it, it does look like shit. Right? Can I get that? My friends always praise my work even though I said to give me an honest and harsh feedback. Hello Seraphi, how you doing? Anyways, yeah, that's like my uni experience. No one was being honest and no one was giving criticisms. Which is why I've been feeling a little low. Like, I can't believe it. I'm feeling a little, I'm not depressed. I'm feeling a little sad in uni classes because no one was criticizing me. I felt bad because of it. Like, normally it usually goes like, oh, I got praise, so I'm happy. And then I got no criticism, so I'm happy. But it's the other way around. Now that no one's criticizing, I felt bad about it. Drawing is doubled on the stream. Hello! Well, welcome to the stream and draw together, I guess. I'm watching you. Draw. Yeah, it's like basically like that, I guess. My uni experience. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like the fact that I'm staying in a design school should make this scenario less likely. I mean, I'm in a design school for a reason, and not like in a generic university who just happens to have a design course, right? I mean, I'm in a university, but they run okay, basically my design school is like owned by a university, but it's like run differently, okay? So like I'm in a design school. I expect to be in a design school, not like just some random university like that happens to have a design sector. I mean, a design class or something. And it doesn't feel like it because I just feel like okay, here's what I would describe my situation. I felt like I was going on Instagram every day posting my artwork, and then everyone was like, "Slay Queen, you're doing so great. Don't care about people who tell you your anatomy is bad. It's just your art style, nothing's wrong with it." Like, I felt like having that treatment. But I paid for design school. There's a point where like I felt like if I paid for the like I deserve to get criticized because I'm in a place where I should be criticized. Hi, I just came to probably fell asleep during the stream. All good. Need something to listen to before I go to school. Alrighty. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Wait, I might as well like sing Columbina's lullaby. Doesn't that make sense? Anyways, yeah, that was like my little rant or like ramble about the uni design school situation. I don't know, does that happen to like other subjects as well? Other schools? Okay, actually, I know competition is like perceived as like a negative thing because you shouldn't compare yourself to others. But at the same time, I'm here to improve. So having a figure of like competition would be really helpful to me. And there's none right now. Because everyone's like, you know, this and that, flowers and rainbows and sprinkles. So I don't want to like get out of my design school, and first day to my junior design role I got fired because I felt like what I was doing was like good because that was what I was told in design school. Right? I want honest feedback, man. Honestly, I envy those artists I see on Twitter who can draw every day. Like, how? Okay, I'm gonna be really, really honest about it. I was just saying I want people to be brutally honest, so I'm gonna act like brutally honest a person. The artist that you see who does like 100-day challenges or draws every day for like hours per day, a few possibilities. One, they're a high school student. Two, they're a uni student. And maybe not doing a degree like quantum physics, which you shouldn't do. If you did that and you complain your life was too hard, that's on you, okay? I freaking hate when people are in like, oh my gosh, I'm in quantum physics, I'm so much better than everyone else because my subject's so hard, and now I hate my life because quantum physics is so hard. Oh my gosh, people who do business degree have it so easy. Shut up, you chose that degree, okay? You could have avoided this if you didn't choose a degree, okay? Okay, I mean, I was being a little mean, but like, just like in a completely comedy way, a comedic way. Like, bro, you chose a degree. What am I supposed to tell you? You could have chose business. If you think if you think that like you have a bad life, just choose the easier degree then. I mean, unless your family had you do it, then I guess I can kind of understand it. But anyways, as I was saying, third possibility, they're unemployed. Fourth possibility, they're a genuine professional artist, and that's what they do for a living. And their works they do from like the 100-day can be sold at a convention or like art commission and something like that. That's how they do it. Because I'm gonna be brutally honest, chances are they're unemployed. Chances are they're like a high school student. Or if they're good, chances are they're like uni student, or maybe they're doing like a, let's say, part-time masters or something. Then that could be it, you know. unrelated, but I've been following your Insta since December 2024, and I crash out every time you post because I'm like, how? Dude, that's the same with me seeing other artists post. I was like, how the hell do you guys draw that? Holy crap. Quantum physics is not rocket science. What do you mean? I saw like a meme a while ago. It's like basically a it was like a meme about like music theory class looking at like the music theory, and then like the professor going like, guys, come on, it's not like rocket science. And there was like the other meme where it says like a rocket science class looking at like the blackboard with like the equations, and the professor going like, guys, come on, it's not music theory. I mean, genuinely, I know nothing about rocket science, but I for one can tell you that music theory is very complicated, and I still don't know about it until now. I'm still horrible at it. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I don't know, like, is this a hot take? I mean, it's like, I guess it's a hot take on social media, but I don't know how much people would agree me outside of like the doom scrolling and reels and TikTok, right? I feel like unless you were forced by your family, or unless you had to do the degree for whatever reason, financial, maybe for your own future, maybe you have a family to feed and they all somehow depend on you, okay? Then I feel bad for you. Maybe you should do something like a doctor. You should do maybe, I don't know, like pharmacy or whatever that earns you a good salary. It's probably pretty hard to get that job. Probably pretty hard to study the degree as well, okay? Something like a doctor, nurse, this and that, I don't know, physics, whatever that gets you a good high paid job. Then maybe that degree is pretty hard to do, right? But if it's none of the above reasons, and you chose a degree because you felt like, oh, I should do this because it sounds impressive. I can graduate with like a doctor's degree. I can graduate as like a doctor. I can graduate as like a physician. I can graduate as like maybe a psychologist or something, okay? And then you're going like, oh, yeah, like every major has this like assignment coming up on like week 3, but I'm already having my quiz on week 1, and honestly it sucks so much to see other like majors having it so easy. And like, yeah, you're saying that, like you're only saying that to me because you're a design major, you have it so easy, you don't have to study, blah 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 blah, right? Even if you had to, it's not like you have to write like a 10-page essay. But no, it's different in my department, because here in physics or whatever degree they're doing, we have to write like a 10-page essay as like our like week 3 submission. Doesn't that, oh, business majors are doing it so easy, oh my gosh, business major is like so easy, why would like, and oh my gosh, engineering so hard, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, if you chose a degree and you're complaining about it, and not just that, okay, you can complain about your degree, I complain about design very often. If you complain about it, and on the side of it, you're trying to like have people feel like they're inferior to you because you chose a STEM degree, and then you feel like you're better because you did science or something like that, you're a fucking asshole, man. Like, bro, you chose that degree, and then somehow you're complaining about your degree being too hard. And now you're trying to make it seem like every other degree is easier. They could be, like, they objectively is probably easier than your degree, but you chose that degree, man. Like, I don't understand this whole, like, social media, like, how is it, like, so rampant with content, like, oh my gosh, business majors have it so easy. Like, okay, disclaimer, I'm not a business major, okay? I don't know how business majors have it, but, like, I don't know, why does some, like, STEM majors have to be so condescending about, like, other people doing their majors? Like, in any case, you should be glad, like, since you like to complain about how hard your degree is, or like flex how hard your degree is, why don't you just, you know, join the business degrees, like join the business majors and actually choose something that doesn't hurt their life, right? To be fair, almost no one knows what they're doing. Okay, that's pretty fair, I guess. Hello, sub. How are you doing? How are you doing? Okay, I was on a rant about like uni stuff, I guess. Anyways, yeah. I mean, now that I'm in uni, I guess I can kind of talk about like the uni, how hard is my major trend? I just don't really understand it, you know. If you chose a subject and then you're trying to be condescending to other people because you think your major is like so much harder and you feel like an elite for doing that, but then you also like to complain about how you chose a major and how it's like taking on your health or whatever, then why don't you just do another degree? But oh, you wouldn't do another degree because now you can't be condescending now that maybe you're like a major that you thought is stupid. Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all? You choose your own life most of the time. But actually, no. Some of the time, okay? But doing a uni degree is probably one of the only times where you actually kind of get to control your own life. Unless your parents made you do it, okay? Then at that point, it's like there's two things to consider. One, maybe you want to talk to your parents too if that doesn't work out. Then it depends. If your parents are like genuinely good to you, they just somehow disagree doing this one thing, then maybe you should stay with them. But two, if they're like opposed to you and they haven't been treating you nicely, you should leave them, bro. But like, yeah, that's like what I have to say about this whole like social media phenomenon, like hating on like less difficult majors, because it's pretty stupid. You used to study veterinary medicine, but I shifted because I was doing pandemic. It's all online classes, can't focus at all. But it turns out I have ADHD. Just got diagnosed last month. I got diagnosed when I was like 17, and I'm 18, so that was like a little less than a year, I guess. A lot of people probably have the ADHD. But hey, I don't know. I mean, ADHD doesn't affect me that much, so I can't speak on behalf of all the people who have ADHD. Personally, I mean, it doesn't represent everyone, of course, because it like definitely different problems can affect different people on like different like levels, right? Personally, ADHD probably didn't really affect me, I guess. Yeah, which is a good thing. I mean, I have it, but I just don't care about it. I got it diagnosed just because like I want to have like a record if I want to get medicine or something in the future, then I have a record. Now I'm in the design and graduating next month. Ooh, what do you major in? Cool. Doing marketing uni in like August. I'm but a child. Marketing is very interesting. Have fun. I would be down to do a marketing degree. Like, not gonna lie. I would be pretty down to do marketing. I feel like that would be a pretty fun subject. I would be down. Yeah, totally, actually. I've even thought about if design career doesn't work out for me, maybe I'll study like a design, like I'll re-study something in like marketing and I'll work as like marketing. Work in marketing. I would be interested in that, so. I have the inattentive type of ADHD. I think mine is also mostly inattentiveness. I mean, I don't know my type, but I know I'm very inattentive. I mean, not like very, I can kind of control it to some degree. I'm pretty sure my doctor told me like I'm like inattentive ADHD maybe. I mean, he didn't explicitly tell me what type I am, but I imagine it's probably that. I don't know, but yeah. I never know, so. Study your channel to prepare. Oh, Instagram account. Aww, that's kind of cute. I mean, I could apply for a marketing role, like social media marketing, maybe. Aim to Gen Z people. I can apply for one of the roles like that. That could probably get me a job, which is a good thing. Hopefully, I guess. Looks bad. Gosh. Looks kind of weird. Oh, actually, guys, wait. Hold on. Back to actual Hoyo stuff. Have you guys seen Lohan strip marketing? Holy crap, dude. Look, I'm a huge Nicole fan, okay? I fell in love with Nicole since I saw her design day one, okay? I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. But it's like, I like her because of her design. But Lohan's kind of different. I like Lohan because of his personality. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cooked am I? On a scale of 1 to 10, how cooked am I? I like Lohan because of his personality, okay? I like Lohan because of his very interesting highlights, I guess. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cooked am I? Gave it on Genshin after Natlan. Please tell me the story after that is worth it. Okay, I'm gonna summarize the recent story really quickly for you. Basically, Natlan was shit. I'm so sorry about it. I was about to quit on Natlan too because it was so shit. Basically, we went to Nordcry, okay? We met Columbina, who turned out to have quit the Fatui because she hated her job. So basically, Columbina quit her job. She became unemployed, and she was complaining about life because people kept worshiping her, kept giving her stuff, and then but then she like didn't like Teva didn't like her, so she was like in pain, and she hated the idea of being worshipping or something like that. So like she left her home. That's why she joined Fatui, because she left her home, okay? But then she realized that Fatui wasn't that great after all, so she quit her job. She became like unemployed. She like just basically lived in a cave. So she just didn't go to touch grass, okay? And then Traveler came, found Columbina, because I think they needed her help or something. Something similar to that, I forgot about the plot. And then basically, Traveler came in contact with Columbina, and then had Columbina go out with them to touch grass. And then Columbina learns about like the Free Moon Sisters, this and that. And then like Dottore comes. Dottore came and like was like, oh my gosh, I want to have the moon power, because turns out that Columbina is like moon god, okay? And then Dottore was like, hey girl, I want your moon power, and then Columbina was like, fuck no. So Dottore stole like 2 of the moons. Okay. And then he created a 3rd artificial moon. That Dottore became like a moon god, just like Columbina. And then by the power of friendship, Columbina and the other friends was able to defeat Dottore. Okay, but anyways, plot twist, he's probably not dead. He still hasn't burned down the Irminsul tree, so he's probably not dead, okay? Anyways. And then Columbina learns about the Free Moon Sisters of Teva and their past. And then Columbina basically... Okay, there was like a plot in the middle, which is basically like, oh my gosh, what's Columbina's real name? Because Columbina felt rejected by Teva, okay? And then I think it was like Nicole or maybe Alice that told her that, oh, maybe if you found your real name, you would feel more connected to this world. So we spent like a patch to find her real name. Meanwhile, Columbina's basically like fading away or something because she was being rejected by Teva, blah, 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 okay? And then we spent a whole fucking patch just for Columbina to say, oh, maybe Columbina's a decent name, so I don't have to change my name, okay? And then at the end of the story, when they like beat the shit out of Dottore, Columbina's like, cool, I'm now gonna go by the name Columbina Hyposelenia because it sounds cool, okay? That's this plot of Not Cry in a nutshell. Badly explained by a college student. Does that make sense? Columbina is the moon god? Yeah, she's like a fucking fraud. Okay, I'm saying she's a fraud because I'm part of the Fatui headquarters. I'm like part of the Fatui headquarters. But basically, okay, Columbina is a moon goddess, okay? And then she was like worshipped by the people that worship the moon, okay? And then she didn't like that idea because basically she was like rejected by Teva. She's not like a Teva local, maybe, I guess. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I hate being worshipped as a god because I really don't want to listen to their prayers and I don't have the power to grant them their prayers. So she grew like, oh my gosh, I hate this job. I freaking hate it. So she left her home, basically, and then she found her way to Fatui, and the Fatui are like, oh, we're a family here. And then the Tori started going like, hi there, girly, I want your power, so I'm gonna like have to take your moon powers for experiment. And then Columbina, she felt like she was being harassed by Dottore, so she quit her job. And then she went back to the to the cave, and basically she just started to not touch grass until a traveler came, and Columbina was like, oh my gosh, became the regional waifu, and was like, I'm gonna touch grass with you. Does that make sense? Okay, you know what? I can explain the whole plot of... Okay, I can explain the plot of Genshin based on the region you want. Pick a region. I'll explain it in like the most insensical and like the most weird way possible. I can explain the plot to you, but in like the worst way possible. Just like how I did. I'll explain it in like the least serious way possible. Pick a region, pick a region. If I remember it at all. She has grass in her cave, what do you mean? Is that even grass? Isn't that like flowers, I guess? The moon grass thing? Okay, maybe you're right. Okay, low-key Columbina is kind of like an edgelord, okay? Low-key Columbina is emo. Maybe Columbina is like in her emo phase. Didn't she cover her eyes up because she felt rejected by the world and she felt like there was like so much evil? She hates the world or something, so she fucking just covered up her eyes or something? Maybe low-key Columbina is probably in her emo phase. We love an emo girly. We love our emo queens, okay? No disrespect to Columbina. We only love Columbina's chat. You guys, okay, you guys don't chat my Discord, like, don't chat my Discord role. It's literally called Columbina Hater. Fontaine was peak. I want to see if you can remember. Okay, I'm gonna explain Fontaine badly. So basically, after going to Sumeru, Nahida's like, oh, so there's like this person called Fosalors, and she's kind of weird, you know? She has a really interesting personality. So Traveler was like, okay, we're gonna go find our siblings, so of course we're gonna go to a place where we've never even heard of, and probably our siblings isn't there. So we went to Fontaine. We went to there. We want to meet. We want to meet Fosalors, right? We want to talk to Fosalors, ask her where our sibling is, and unlike any other region where we actually had to find the god just freaking shows up. She's like, I, Farina de Fontaine, welcome you to the nation of Hydro. Doesn't that? And then Farina's like, what is that floating object next to you? You cannot release a floating object in the first few days of a month. And then she was like trying to arrest you. And then Linny is like, no, you're not gonna arrest him. And then Farina's like, how fucking dare you? But actually you're kind of right too. So meet me in the opera house and we'll have a rematch. And then now Linny's kind of like raising us up, and he's like, oh my gosh, do you want to go a date? Like, I'm having a magic show soon. You guys should probably come to watch my magic show, and maybe we can have dinner after that. And and so Travelers showed up to like the show, and then during the show, one of Linny's prop accidentally fell down, and then it killed someone on the spot, and then everyone was like running away. Holy shit! An accident just happened. Someone just died on stage. And we were sent to like investigate this case, and then we were Linny's attorney. It was like we were basically Linny's lawyer. And then that's when we found out that Linny and Lynette was like trafficked. I don't know if it was like sex trafficking, but I think Lynette was what I just talked about. Basically, they were like kidnapped, and then they went to get trafficked. They were like, I don't know. They were like okay, their backstory was fucking sad. Okay, let's skip that part. And then meanwhile, we were like debating Farina. Farina wants to sue Linny, okay? Farina's like, Linny's fucking evil. He tried to kill someone. And then we were like, Linny's defense. And then halfway, we find out that Linny's actually part of Fatui. But then for some reason, we condoned Child. We condoned like other Fatuis. But then somehow we weren't okay with Linny for some reason. And so we were like talking with Linny, like, we just told Linny we just rejected Linny and say like, hey, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. But then, because we were responsible, we still defended Linny. So after all that work, we proved that Linny was innocent, Farina fucking lost. And then next day, we met Navia, and then Navia's like, I'm gonna help you, this and that. We find out she's like a mafia boss. but then she's like actually dirt poor for some reason because their like gang is in debt. And then we find out that something weird has been happening in Fontaine. There's like someone who killed so many people, and then we found out that water in Fontaine dissolves people. Holy crap, water in Fontaine dissolves people. We found out about that, okay? And then we wake up from like a dream or something, and then meet mommies like Navia and Chlorine. I forgot what happened after that. And basically, for some reason, Tartaglia was in Fontaine, and he was arrested for maybe assault or something. So then we were sent to the prison to check on how he's doing by Alekina, because Alekina couldn't go, and Nubla was like, oh, you might as well go to the prison. And then we find out that after all the effort we had went through, somehow Linny's in the prison. And then we met Daddy, Real Fesley, not, yeah. And then we find out that, oh my gosh, there's actually like primordial seawater like locked under that. And then by now we find out that, oh my gosh, there's like a prophecy. People are gonna die, and then only the Hydro Archon is gonna remain. And then we find out that Farina's like extremely incompetent. She's like doing nothing to help with the prophecy. And then her people are all gonna die, and she's just gonna sit there and do nothing. And then, okay, and then the final act was basically, we were gonna send Farina to like a freaking trial. We gaslit her into thinking that we were gonna talk her out of it. We offered her free therapy, but actually no, the therapy was like recorded. And then we just sent her to court because she admitted that she was like scared about what she's doing, and she's like actually powerless to do it. So we sent her to court, and then we judged her there. Basically public shaming. I don't know if that's a crime or not in Fontaine. That probably is, but anyways. We found out that Farina's actually not the Hydro Archon, because she's a normal Fontanian. She could dissolve in water. And then the AI tells that okay, we're gonna execute Farina, and we're like, wait, no, we didn't mean to execute Farina. And then the traveler comes in contact with like Farina's memories, and then plot twist, Farina is actually not a god. I mean, not really a plot twist, but Farina is actually created just to, you know, pretend to be a god, and she was like not wanting to do this either for 500 years. And then we meet the actual god, his Fossilors, and turns out, plot twist, dun, she was trying to destroy the hydrophone. And then she offed herself and cursed Farina, and then Farina's not free. And the prophecy was fake. Fontaine summed up by a college student. Hello, ex-Leo. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing? You're not late at all. It's just a stream. It's all good. Yeah, basically there was the plot of Fontaine. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the plot about Skirk. Okay, I don't care. Skirk doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically we gaslit like a local Archon into court, and then just told her that you're not the Archon, and it turns out she really wasn't the Archon. And then we sent her to death, and then she died. Like her counterpart died. She probably died like spiritually as well. We found out that we were actually wrong, and she was suffering for 500 years, and then no one apologized to her. That was the plot of Fontaine. And that is why I love Farina. How dare you? Okay, yeah. Skirk, feel my boy like a ragdoll. Yeah. Loki, I kind of like Skirk for that. She's kind of cool, you know. Yeah, fun fact. No one apologized to Farina after all the stuff that has happened in Fontaine. Fun fact. No one apologized to her. Very not fun fact, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna explain every region in like a very unhinged way. The water being thing. I mean, everyone is an Oceanid in Fontaine, including Farina. And it's funny because the reason they were able to, like, one of the reasons they were able to prove Farina wasn't a god was because she reacted to the like dissolved water, right? like the juice, okay? But then the thing is, even Fossilus would dissolve in the water. The reason is she's also an Oceanid, so she probably would have dissolved in the water. I mean, I don't know, but it makes sense that she would dissolve, regardless of if she's a god or not. She would at least react to it. Dissolve, maybe not, but reacts totally. But yeah, basically, Furina is the most best written character in Genshin. It's not even close. That's my personal bias, though. Okay, Monster. Basically, okay, so basically, Monster was like, wait, hold on. I'm gonna plug in my laptop. Basically, Monster was kind of like, okay, we crash landed on the Teva. We pick up like a white emergency food. Probably, I mean, I don't know. Okay, we illegally immigrated into Teva, okay, and then we went to Mondstadt. There was like a bro talking to the dragon. It was like, what the fuck is this some kind of like how to drain your dragon shit? We scared the guy and the dragon. And the dragon flew off, started wrecking everything. Pretended that nothing happened. Basically, we were sent to fight the dragon as well for some reason. And then find out that the boy was actually the local god. Local god got kicked in the balls by a woman. Got his heart ripped out or something. But actually the heart was fake, probably. There was like conspiracy theory that probably is true by now. You can't just say that isn't true anyways. Yeah, that was the plot of Monster. Liu was like, we go to China and then we go to a ceremony, find out that the Chinese god was like murdered or something. We became the prime suspects. And then a local ginger boy comes in to save us. Reveals that he's actually part of the Fatui, fights us, loses, and then find out that the Chinese god actually gave up his heart to the crazy woman again. Yeah, we go to Inazuma. We find out that local Japanese god was being crazy over a bunch of magical orbs. Basically, she didn't like the magical orbs, okay? She thought that was gonna, like, affect her, Okay, so, basically, okay. Think of it as, like, an election, okay? The magical orb was, like, causing everyone to lose faith in, maybe, she felt like she was, threatened, okay? So, instead of actually fixing the problem of the country, she was calling everyone, like, you know, we gotta tax everyone, okay? She was placing like more income tax on everyone, and she was like, okay, so basically Raiden wants it so that visions are now drugs. We gotta, like, you know, eradicate them. And she removed the visions from everybody, right? And then her girlfriend says that, hey, that's kind of wrong, you know. But then her girlfriend was like too weak to fight her, so she hires us as like a hitman. And then people died for some reason. And we go to try to convince the to the local Japanese god. Japanese god finds out that she's actually fucking stupid, and then hence the and then the her girlfriend actually gave up their heart when she was trying to save us. That was basically Inazuma, okay? Sumeru, local god was, you know, biggest victim of the century. Okay, so basically in Inazuma it was like local god was the problem. Okay, Monster was like the god's pet was the problem. Liyue was like, the god did not care about the problem. Inazuma was like, the god was the problem. Sumeru was like, the people was the problem. Fontaine was like, the god is both the problem but was also the biggest victim. Basically, the biggest problem about Fontaine was the people, okay? It was the traveler, okay, basically. And then Nala was like, no one was the problem. Notcry was like, the problem was your god is kind of part of the problem. Hi! Oh, I like how your name is just Hal. Hi! Hello, Hal. Inazuma is Japan meets Soviet Union in the 90s? Yeah, you can sum it up in that. Inazuma was like, okay. The start of Inazuma was like COVID reached Inazuma, so basically the country was in lockdown. And Leo is like China on crack. China, but all the folklore was actually real. Fontaine was like French, but they brought back the French Revolution. French, but no. Okay, okay. Mondstadt was like Germany, but it was America because it was like freedom. And then Leo is like China, but it's like on crack and really really cool. The Inazuma was like Japan, but COVID happened. Sumeru was like, okay, I can't describe Sumeru. And then Fontaine was like France, but actually no one surrendered. And then Natlan was like, okay, actually Natlan was nothing very special. And then Nordkrai was like Northern Europe, but they had a local moon god. Did you saw the leak of Nicole? I saw it in my dreams. I won't say it's a leak. I just saw it in my dreams, you know. But actually, at this point, I don't fucking care about Nicole anymore. I'm so sorry, Nicole, man. Like, I can't, man. Like, ever since I saw Lohan's ultimate, I can't do it, man. Like, I'm sorry, Nicole. Like, just saying, I can fix him. I can fix him. Type 1 in the chat if you think you can fix him, man. Like, we're gonna fix Lohan. Sumeru was getting an iPhone and discovering that the iPhone is cursed and that Sumeru's Steve Jobs did not like the small version of Dendro, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like Sumeru is basically like... Wait, holy shit, doesn't that kind of... Okay, think about it. The correlation of Sumeru and the Bible. No, Sumeru was literally about a bunch of people trying to crucify Nahida. Doesn't that kind of make sense? Holy crap! I did not know there was Bible ref. Okay, to be fair, if you spoiler alert about the new world quest. If you did the recent new world quest, the new world quest was basically kind of a Bible reference at the end, but that wasn't the point, right? Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. Still, in my opinion, Sumeru and Fontaine had the best quest. And it's not quite close. Nordkrai is close, but for the rest of the regions, not even close. Fontaine was France while Baguette. What do you mean? There was like a dog in Fontaine called Baguette. Didn't you know? There was like a dog called Baguette. We had like a local Jesus of every like country. In Mondstadt, it was Venti. Like quite literally, because he was like worshipped in the church. In Liyue, it was... I don't know who that is, because Zhongli isn't that worshipped anymore. In Inazuma, it was... no one, I guess. In Sumeru, it was Nahida. And then in Fontaine, it was Farina. I mean, she can walk on water, so... Fontaine... Nala was a flat earth Fury's wet dream. The sky broke. But then Nordkrai came out and... Anyways, like, Nordkrai came out and just disproved the freaking Teva is flat myth. Mondstadt nostalgic? Yeah. Actually, I heard a really, really interesting theory. I like to believe it's probably true. That the moon we see in Genshin was still fake. Like, we are still in that fake sky. The fake sky isn't actually just around Teyvat. It was around the whole solar system. And everything we see in that region was still fake. And I love that theory. I love that so much. Leo was Zhongli and his sugar daddy and his boyfriend. I know there was only 2 person. But there were 3 roles. Does that make sense? There are like 3 roles involved, but there was 2 person. Make use of that information however you would like to. I hate that how like my display looks a little different from my computer screen. Dang. Liyue, I don't know how to feel about it. Monster was definitely nostalgic. Liyue was like... Honestly, I cannot care less about Zhongli. I don't care about him, man. Okay, look, I didn't find him hot, but at the same time, I just don't care about him. I will have order. I will have more like. Liu was really cool though. I like the aesthetics of Liu. I mean, yeah, I like it a lot. The landscaping and the... Okay, can I just really appreciate Liu? I mean, it's the local China of the game. Of course, they're gonna make it good, but anyways, I still feel like appreciating it because Liu was genuinely pretty good. The landscape, the biomes, the map felt like there was so much effort. Like, it's simple, but it also felt like a lot of effort was put into it to craft the land. And it's different. Not Cry was like a bunch of islands. Nalan was a bunch of islands. Compared to that, it really felt like the older regions, like Liyue has so much more effort into it. It's simple, but it's also effective. It's different. While the exploration of newer regions like North Korea and Nalan was definitely more fun and easy, more accessible, older regions like Sumeru, Fontaine, Liyue, Monster has the best world building, and it's not even close. It's so good. It's just different. I don't know. Inazuma was high. Inazuma was more like Booba Sword. Inazuma was like more like Booba Sword. What would Raiden Shogun be in real life? If... Okay, wait, hold on. Love your color palette. Thank you! Thank you so much, and welcome to the stream. Let's say if Genshin characters were in Earth, okay? And they were like... I mean, they had to pretend to be normal humans, so they had... Like, okay, let's say if people... if the characters in Genshin Impact had a job. I mean, there are like certain characters that already have a job, like Kava is like an architecture, Lisa is like a librarian. But let's say they, like the rest of the characters who doesn't have a job, like doesn't have a real life job, actually had a real life job. What would they be? I mean, Traveler would be unemployed, or they would be like a Warzone journalist. Traveler would be a journalist. That's a pretty respectable job. Nuvalet would be a judge. Yanfei, well, she's a legal advisor, that makes sense. Venti would be unemployed. Kaya would be... I don't know. Diluc would be... Well, oh, he's a businessman, right. Amber would be... Okay. Amber would definitely be the type of person to work in early childhood education. She would be the type of teacher who's like the best in kindergartens. Zhongli will be a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, Zhongli will be unemployed, but a stay-at-home dad. Which is still unemployment, so I guess. Tartaglia will be a hitman. We have a hitman and a stay-at-home dad. And then... Farina would definitely be an opera singer. She would be an idol and an opera singer. Farina would be a celebrity. Yeah, she would be a celebrity. But like, actually a good one. Someone who's not like weird, I guess. Arlecchino would be a diplomat. Actually, not really. What would Arlecchino be? She would be... I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Rio Fesley was... Yeah, well, he has a real-life job, I guess. Linny would be a magician. Lynette would be a magician. Who doesn't have a real-life job in Fontaine? Well, Navia... If she weren't a mafia boss, I feel like she would be... Oh, I have no idea. What about Columbina? She will be unemployed. Oh, she will 100% be unemployed. Columbina strikes me as the type of person to be like the one unemployed friend on a Tuesday. Amber will be a Girl Scout leader. Yeah, she would be, or she would work at like a kindergarten and be like super friendly to the children. Columbina is neat. Columbina would be like, she would be unemployed, but disguise it with like something else, like me. I would disguise it as like, hey, I'm a full-time student, so I'm unemployed. Yeah, I guess it's like, you know, interesting. Venti is a bartender. Mona would be a fortune teller. She would be a fortune teller. I know she's like an astrologist, but I feel like she would be a fortune teller instead in real life. Instagram fanboy? Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Are you only on Instagram for art content? Yes and no. I mean, I have other platforms. I have a Twitter. I remember at some point I had a Tumblr. I was on HoYoLab at some point, I think. Maybe? I don't think so, actually. And then, yeah, that was like basically the platforms I'm on. But the only one I'm active is Instagram. I have a TikTok, but I've not used it. I don't know, I just reposted somewhere. I don't even know how to use TikTok. I don't use it. I don't use TikTok, so. Escafie will be a chef. Clarin will be a hitman again. Yeah. Yeah. Dory would be a scammer. Dory would be a scammer. Hi, Sorny, how you doing? Who will be Hitman? Clarin, or however I pronounce her name. Clarin and Tartaglia would be a Hitman. Tartaglia would either be unemployed, just hanging out in a bar and flirting with girls every day and cheating on his husband, or he would be a hitman. 100%. Wanderer would be unemployed. No, Wanderer would be like a content creator. And then the content he makes is like edgy and emo content. Charlotte would be a paparazzi. Like the worst kind of it. Charlotte would be... Charlotte would probably have the worst job. Okay, Hitman's probably worse than that, but like on the scale of like evilness, Charlotte's pretty much there. She would be like the worst kind of paparazzi. Barbara would still be a priest. I mean, like a nun. She would be like, Barbara would be the type of nun to be like, to be the ones who like serve at the schools. You know, like some nuns, they stay in like the church, right? And then some goes to like teach, right? Bara would be the type of the nun to go teach. She would be like that. I'm good. I have so much work lately. Hopefully it's worth the time. Nice. I mean, like, it's a good thing in the sense that at least you're not bored, I guess. But hey, it also sucks for mental health, I guess. What you're drawing? It's EVANESCIA. How big is your canvas for Instagram? It just automatically gets reduced. The canvas size will automatically get reduced on Instagram. Barbara would be an underground Japanese. I still think she would be a nun. Just like a different kind of it. She would be like the educational ones. Like the ones that serve at like a local school. There's gotta be like a character who would be like a drama YouTuber. Who is that? In Clip Studio? It's 4,000 times 6,000. Do you take commissions? I do, but I've been pretty busy recently, so if you do send me a commissions request, I would look at it, but chances are you're gonna be waitlisted. But I would take a look at it. I might not reply to it, but I will take a look at it. Because at the end of the day, I still get to decide if I want to take it, so. But I do take it though, link in my Instagram's bio. Yeah. One day I will draw something that will catch your eye on Insta and get a follow. Okay, I wait for that day. That'll be interesting. I mean, I have followed people because I saw their art on my page, and I followed them, and then I realized that it shows like follow back, which means they were following me. I have encountered that scenario quite a few times. So I might be like, it might be a random Tuesday, and then I noticed someone's art, and I was like, cool, and then maybe they could have been a fan of mine. And I would be like, hey, your art is really cool. Maybe if they decide to draw rarer next time, there's a slight chance you might see it. If you get references, who know? Okay, not to like your okay. No, I don't want to sound me. It's like now that you brought up about like drawing future characters or like different characters, right? Male characters in fact. I thought about drawing Lohan. But okay, I'm such a big fan of him that I really want to draw Lohan. But I don't know, I'm so bad with male characters, I can't do it. I want to draw him so bad though. Should try maybe. I mean, I don't know. Do it? I should. I mean, I should. I totally should. I just haven't made up my mind. I just haven't gone into it, so. I have like a slightly different take on like my art style this time, like just slightly different. I know it's still really recognizable, but I want to make it a little more unique this time. So it's like a little bit different, I guess. Draw more female characters. Okay, noted. I want to draw male characters. I just haven't gotten to do it. I didn't feel like doing it. I mean, I definitely felt like doing it, but I'm so bad at like the male expressions and anatomy. I should definitely study more. I want to do characters with like the type of like shit like no Lohan and stuff. But I can't do it. Like I really want to try to draw something like that. I'll try. I'll study a little more about it. Do you do line art? Yeah, I guess. Yes and no. I mean, I do like lines, but it's not like super serious or like super defined like line art. You can kind of see it, I guess. It's like a little bit of a sketch, cleaned up sketch, I guess. Sakura tree is gone. Yep, it's replaced by the clouds. And welcome to the chat, Shino. How are you doing? Even though I really felt like ending the stream just now. Because I'm a little tired. It's almost 2 o'clock. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm tired at 2. Dang, I must have... My sleep schedule must have been recovering. Holy crap. Unfortunate, Hina tweaker at heart. Chula stream so far with the crash out. You were too late for the Genshin crash out. Yes, you were too late for my daily shit on Columbina. Like, this channel is all about anti-Columbina propaganda, but secretly I love her. I have a lovely relationship with Columbina. Like, every time if you go on my stream, you will always find me shitting on Columbina. Like, I don't know how that happens, but all roads lead to Rome, okay? And all Hina streams lead to Columbina hate. Does that make sense? I need lore between you and her. You don't have lore between me and her, but I can explain the plot of Notcry in a bad way. Yeah? Okay, so basically. Traveler goes to Notcry, they go to find Columbina because they need her help. Columbina's like, fuck no. So Columbina's like a moon god. And then she was like rejected by Teyvat. Yeah, like no one in the world fucking loves her. So she got rejected by Teyvat, okay? So she was like, oh my gosh, I hate this place. People are worshipping me. They're giving so much food, love, and affection to me. But nah, I want none of that shit. I'm gonna leave my home because I don't want to be worshipped like a god because I don't answer the prayer, okay? So I left my home, I go to Fatui, I got a new job, but then turns out the other guy called Dottore was trying to harass me, so I left my job, I quit my job, I became unemployed again because I felt like maybe working wasn't for me, so I became unemployed again, so I was like crashing out because I still hate my place. But hey, I'm not gonna go. Now I'm gonna go back to my little cave, and then she shut down her cave so she doesn't touch grass. And the traveler came by, and Columbina was like, "Oh my gosh, a guy I've never seen, like a girl I've never seen. Oh my gosh, that must be my true love." Blah blah blah. Okay, I know that part wasn't true. Let me slander her, okay? So she was like, "Traveler, I'm going to help you because you're the only person who genuinely like expressed affection to me and didn't treat me like you were trying to worship and get something out of me." And then she was like, oh my gosh, dude, she became the regional waifu. And then we find out that Dottore, my god, was like, I want to become a moon god. So he stole like 2 of like the moons, and then he was like, I want Columbina's moon power as well. And then Columbina was like, fuck no. So then Dottore was like, okay, if you don't want it, I'm just gonna make like a fake moon. So Dottore made a fake moon, and then now Dottore was like trying to convince the traveler to join his side because he said something like, anything Columbina can do, I can do better. So basically, Dottore is like trying to say like, Columbina might be your regional waifu, but trust me, I'm gonna be your regional husbando in Snatch Night. That's probably what's gonna happen in Snatch Night. Trust me. Auntie Hina never lies. Uncle Hina does not lie. And then Dottore starts to fight us because we were like, no, we don't wanna side with you. Our wife is Columbina, not Dottore. So we fight Dottore, and then with the power of friendship, Columbina finds out that, oh my gosh, she actually was like the descender of like the Free Moon sisters, and then she found out that like this Free Moon sister died for her, went back like 6,000 years in time, became like the single most oldest character alive, probably. And then she was like, I'm gonna collect all the power of Notcry that I scared it around. Now I'm like the Tri-Lunar goddess, and then she beats the shit out of Dottore. Dottore dies, but actually probably not really, because he still hasn't burned the Ermin Soul Tree. Everyone cheers and happy, and then no one cared about Sandrone, who probably... Sandrone literally died for the Traveler, and Columbina, the bomb, is like acting all waifu, and she gets all the praise. Yeah, that's not quite summed up. Okay, so who's the actually better regional person, yeah? Columbina, someone who has not touched grass in ages, someone who just saw Traveler and thought they were like the only good person in life. Columbina, sorry to break it to you, probably just had really bad communication skills and like bad, people had a parasocial relationship with you. I'm sorry for that, but you just have bad communication skills as well. Versus Sandrone, who acted like she did not care, but secretly she was plotting everything. She made an equation, she made Polonia do her research work as well. She was trying to do everything behind the scene. And at the point where Traveler was gonna die, she died for Traveler. Yeah, make it make sense. Yeah, no, make Columbina the regional waifu. Yeah. Yet Columbina should have been the regional waifu. Not just that, I'm gonna slander her even more, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna slander Columbina even more, because you guys are in a Hina stream. That means that when you join my stream, you automatically consent to listening to Columbina slander every day. So, so, we spent a patch, okay, in the middle, okay? We spent a patch trying to find Columbina's middle name, or her name. So Nicole, or I think maybe it was Alice, said like, oh, because you're rejected by Teva, why don't you try to find your real name? Maybe then you wouldn't get rejected. And Columbina was like, sure, so I guess I need to find a name in order to date someone in Teva. So she set out to find her name. And then after all the effort, after like, we almost died for her, so many people almost died for her probably. And then she was like, nah, at the end of the question, I was like, you know what? Columbina kind of sounds like a cool name. I guess I'm just gonna call myself Columbina. But then no, at the end of the Not Cry Cat question, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add a middle name to my name. I'm gonna call myself, not just Columbina, I'm gonna call myself Columbina Hyposelenia. Yeah, that was Not Cry. Summed up. You're crying? No, don't cry. Columbina got pretty privileged? Yeah, she does. Hi, Yumichi, how you doing? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna slander her design as well. Cause the thing I slander the most about her is her design. Who thought it was a good idea to combine magenta and blue? In that way, right? Okay, I can't say that because I'm pretty much combining magenta and blue over here, but like, it's a different scenario. I don't know, her design just, it doesn't speak to me at all. Yeah, that was basically Not Cry quest summed up. Did you just recap a fantasy romance anime? Yeah, Genshin is a fantasy romance anime. Actually, it's becoming a dating sim. And you know what? Like, I don't like that, but at the same time, I kind of like how it's turning out this way, just so I can, like, reasonably actually hate on the characters I actually hate. Like, I can hate on them without people saying, like, your hate makes no sense and you're not based, you're, like, just hating on the game for no reason. Now, I can hate on the popular characters because it actually makes sense. Yeah. Let's be real. Two Hydro gods face off. Columbina, the Hydro god who's like waifu bait, versus Farina, who actually did something in the plot. I mean, they both did something, but Farina's like, she didn't act like a waifu. She was trying to kill you. Columbina's design could be fine if they at least added more details, colors as her hair. Yes! 100%. But it did not. Can't lie, Traveler got Riz though? Nah, 100% not. The person who got Riz was Dottore. Bro, did you see what the fuck he said? He was like, whatever Columbina can do, I can do better? Bro, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, do it. Be the regional waifu, Dottore. Don't be surprised when the plot actually turns out that like Dottore is like the regional husbando. Yeah, I predicted that. Maybe 2 years ahead of time. When this happens, find this clip and post it on this, on like reels and shorts. Call me Auntie Hina or Uncle Hina for successfully leaking the story of Snatch Nai. We're gonna find out that Dottore is actually like our regional husbando. Columbina's design actually revolves around a dove because Columbina came from the word columbae, which means dove in Latin. I don't know why it had blue and magenta. Yeah, okay, I feel like, you know what, we should change the channel name to r/Fatui HQ. I think it's because of moth motives of columbine flowers. Columbine flowers. Yeah, it was the flower I drew in Nicole's artwork. But it fits Nicole a lot more than Columbina. That's why I drew it in Nicole's artwork. Man, I like to call Columbina wasted potential. Like, yes, she was not like she wasn't retconned because she did not have a story, but she was definitely rewritten at some point. Like she was it like you can't convince me otherwise. She was intended to be an antagonist. But someone probably in the design team thought like, oh, we need like a new regional moon goddess for our new region that we was like a last minute project. And someone was like, oh, we should design a new character. And then people were like, no, we shouldn't because people wouldn't have hype for it. We already knew all the archons, but then we don't know this character. If we design a new character, she's not gonna sell well, she or he. And then someone in like probably the design team was like, what if we just took like an existing character who's like super popular but wasn't released yet and had not enough story to complete their character and release her as a moon goddess? Wouldn't that be so convenient? And then that person happened to be Columbina. That's what I think. That's what I genuinely think happened with Columbina. I'm not even joking. I genuinely think that's what happened with Columbina. So I like to call Columbina wasted potential, because she likes to call herself Columbina Hypocelenia. I don't agree. I like to call her wasted potential. Columbina is a contradiction in many views and honestly a waste. I hope they don't make the Sarisa fate the same thing. Here's my biggest fear. If you ask me who my favorite Cryo character is, a year ago, I would still tell you it's Sarisa. And I don't know anything about her. I just know that she's ruthless, she's cruel, she sends people to kill people. And I like that about her, okay? She's a fictional character. I can like a fictional character who does horrible stuff, okay? She's not real. I am allowed to like someone who does horrible stuff because they're fictional, okay? But chances are they're gonna make Sarita like Columbina. Turns out, okay, here's Snatch Knight's plot summed up. I can predict it 1 year in advance, by the way. Here's what's gonna happen. We go to Snatch Knight, we meet Child, we meet Tartaglia again. Tartaglia agrees to bring us to a tour in Snatch Knight, and then during the tour, we meet like Fatui that actually has a beef with Child, and then so Child was like captured for siding with the Traveler. So okay, because Tartaglia was like bringing the Traveler to a trip to like Chooser's home or something. Was it Chooser? Yeah, I think so. His home, and if Fatui finds out about it, Fatui is gonna fire Tartaglia. So then Fatui like kidnapped Traveler, and the Traveler had a talk with Sarita in person. Sarita was like had like condescending vibes. She was gonna like appear like Raiden at first, but then turns out that Traveler is gonna find out that the reason why Sarita has been like collecting noses was because she wants to like revive her lover, which is still really cool. I still want this plot. I would love the plot where Sarita collects the noses because she wants to revive her lover, and that's why she's like the Archon of Love. But turns out that it actually failed, and then this story is like scrapped. No, she doesn't have a lover because turns out that Sarita becomes a regional waifu of the Traveler. Sarisa is like, oh my gosh, Traveler, I've actually been looking on you for a while. The reason I've been like fighting you was because I would like to lead you up to this point and I could properly explain everything to you. So my plan is blah 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 blah. And then Sarisa holds like Traveler's hand and then go fights Celestia. And then with the power of friendship and love, Sarita and the Traveler defeats the Heavenly Principles. End of Genshin Impact. I like to bet $1 that part of the story I just talked about will be true. Like, I like to bet $1 that at least one part of it will be true, regardless of if it was Tartaglia bringing us to a home trip, or Tartaglia getting arrested for siding with the Traveler, or Sarisa having a condescending appearance like Raiden at first, or Sarisa being the regional waifu. I would crash out saying, but like I know this is gonna happen, so. We could have had Seraphine Columbina. I know! Like, genuinely, seriously, we could have had that. How cool would it have been? Like, how cool would that have been? Come on, man. You can't look at Columbina and not call her, like, wasted potential. She is a wasted potential, I'm sorry, bro. Like, love or hate Columbina, we can all agree she was wasted potential. She was like a perfect introduction into like a villain. And honestly, like I don't understand. I genuinely, this could just be me, but I really genuinely feel like that people who say it's like, oh no, Columbina's singing wasn't eerie. No, Columbina wasn't being weird. No, she wasn't so like she was distancing herself because she was actually a moon goddess and she didn't feel like being worshipped. Oh no, she wasn't distancing herself because she was actually scary and she was like actually mysterious and this and that, right? Dude, holy cope. Holy cope for your new waifu character. I mean, cool. If you like to like Columbina, no, like cool. I mean, Geesh is like a loyal viewer of mine, and they really like Columbina, so I really respect that, right? But holy cope, holy cope. Like, okay. Last time I checked, I'm not a musician, but you can't listen to that and tell me it was not intended to be eerie. It's 100% intended to be eerie. The tone, like the delivering tone, is done so very airily, but also done in like a minor tone. Minor scale usually symbolizes like depression, symbolizes like something that's probably mystery, something that might be an impending danger. So the theme already fits, like musically theory wise, it already fits this theme. And then the way Columbina delivered it is blatantly trying to be a little eerie and a little mysterious, right? And depressing and like stuff like that. So holy cope to whoever that says like, no, her lullaby wasn't supposed to be like scary. Like, you can like her current character. I mean, her current character isn't that bad. I just felt like she was like wasted potential. But you really can't justify, like, you can't seriously listen to that and say, no, that was not what she was intended. She was always intended to be the regional waifu. This is like one of the biggest copes I've heard in this century. It's like different, okay? If she was like, just admit it, like she was turned into a regional waifu, and it's not that bad, okay? If it wasn't for how many people trying to say that, oh no, Columbina was originally designed to be this way, I wouldn't have a problem with Columbina. Like, that big of a problem. Because she obviously was intended to be villain. Very obviously. And I don't understand people who say she's not. Like, you don't need a 100-page essay with like concrete evidence to prove that she wasn't supposed, like she wasn't supposed to be a villain or something. You can tell from traces, right? That's how investigative cases goes, as far as I know. You're so passionate about Columbina? Yeah, like I both love her and hate her. And the biggest Columbina hater and lover at the same time. Like, I love her so much because I was falling in love with her 3 years ago. Columbina is like basically that one ex. Columbina was my ex, you know? But like, it's like, okay. It's like as if I broke up with Columbina due to unfortunate circumstances. And she had like a... Okay, it's as if like I was in a relationship with Columbina. And then we broke up, and the reason was because Columbina had an accident and she forgot about all the previous memories, and then we had to break up. Does that make sense? Does that explain things? Hina and her 7 evil exes. Yeah, Columbina is like basically my ex, I guess. I have an unhealthy relationship with my ex, I guess. Huh. Don't take this clip out of context. Actually, interestingly, I do want to say something about Columbina. I mean, something positive. To lighten the mood, I would like to say something positive about Columbina. I think the part positive about Columbina is that she has a friend called Sandrone. That's the positive part about Columbina. It's the fact that she has a friend called Sandrone. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm so scared. Hoyo, I know they're gonna redesign Sandrone, but please keep her original, like, keep her actual personality. Keep her original personality with, like, her being brutal and her cutting off tongues of, like, people. Do it. Don't be afraid. Do it. Make her a war criminal. Cutting tongues for what? So basically, if you did not know, Sandrone allegedly was responsible for cutting off the tongue of like an innocent guy or like just a guy in general. And I think this information was revealed in like a Fontaine quest or a book. She literally cut off the tongue of someone. But because she had like her probably, I mean, she's still evil to some extent. It just happened that she aligned with our team more than she aligned with the Tori. She is still evil, don't get me wrong. Sandrone wasn't morally good. She is not morally good. She is evil from like their introduction in like Norcrest, right? It just so happens that because Dottore was a bigger obstacle to her, and she genuinely did not like Dottore. That's why she sided with us. And she died for us because of that. She's like a morally bad person, but she also has like her soft zone and just so happens to align with us more. She definitely got rewritten as well at some point. She wasn't as evil as how the story would have made her out to be, but she's also not made out to be like the good person that people have been thinking that she has been rewritten as. She's not good. She's still evil, but yeah. Dottore brings all of our waifus together. That's true. Till she gets raised up by Traveler and becomes good. Yeah, dude, man, I feel like that's gonna happen. Please don't. I would rather her be in a relationship with Columbina than the Traveler because when it's Traveler, then so many people will have like the self insert thingy. I mean, cool, but like, how do I put it? It's different, right? If a character is like overly affectionate with the Traveler, then it becomes waifu bait. But if she or he is like more affectionate with like another character, then at least it's just a ship. I mean, you can still ship them with the Traveler, but it's not like waifu bait, right? Does that make sense? Every region has like that one sword short, like every region has like that one sword female model who's like a waifu bait. In Liyue we had, wait, people have been saying Kaching was a waifu bait, which I don't necessarily agree because Kaching was never a waifu bait to start with, not really. But I guess if she classifies, then sure. And then Inazuma was a Yaka. And then in Sumeru it was a Nilu. In Fontaine it was no one, I guess. And then in Natlan it was no one, I guess. Oh yeah, no, it really was just the closest one was Ayaka. Furima is my waifu, what do you mean? I don't know, I can never see, generally, I can never see Furina as a waifu. She really seems a lot more like a daughter a sister than a waifu. But hey, it's like a fictional character, so think what you want to think. Paimon? No! No, 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 no. Hell no, hell no. No, anyone who says Paimon is their wife is instant deport. I hope you're joking. I know you are, but like, yeah. If someone in my chat ever says, like, in a serious tone, that Paimon was their wife, that's an instant deport. Instant deport. If anyone says like Clay Paimon or like Diona is like their waifu, deport. Release the Shino files? Yeah, release the Shino files. Holy shit. We found that we caught a PDF file red-handed. Who's like a character that's like underrated? Grown-up version though, imagine? I mean, it has not happened, so I'd rather not. EVANESCIA looks so pretty. She is, and welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. She got cool design. Paimon does have a really cool design. Who's like a genuinely underrated character? Like, not in the scale of like combat strength or mana, because, you know, power creep happens, but who's like a underrated character in terms of like story or maybe design? Raiden? Raiden is like both underrated and overrated. She's controversial. But yes, good pick. Personally, I don't like Raiden, but I guess that's why you pick it. Raiden? Oh, you mean like the design? Okay. No, Raiden is a good pick though. I'd say that because I don't like Raiden. I mean, I actually kind of hate Raiden, but I also see a lot of hate for Raiden and a lot of support for Raiden. So actually, she's like the ultimate controversial character. Raiden waifu, just let me do the cooking. It depends on who the Raiden you're talking to. It's like, is it Raiden A or is it Raiden Shogun? Personally, I like Raiden Shogun a lot more than Raiden A. She's actually cool. I wish Shogun was the actual playable one. I mean, Shogun is the playable one, but I wish like Raiden Shogun was the one with the screen time, not Raiden A. And they're both cool, but I just like Raiden Shogun a lot more. See, you know, you kind of have to thank Columbina in a way, because if it wasn't because Columbina was a character, then I wouldn't have hated on Columbina every day. I would have been hating on Raiden every day. But now that Columbina is like there to absorb the damage, now I'm hating on Columbina instead. domain our expansion, our assets. Yeah. Xinyan, she's so underrated, even Hoyo forgot about her. Xinyan is actually really wholesome. She's genuinely just wholesome. She's like so forgotten in every single like poll or something. For real? Yeah. Is your PFP new? Because it looks so cute. It is a commissioned artwork from Cloud. And you can find it in my bio. I have their tag and like I think I have their Instagram handle in my bio. I commissioned them to draw it on my 18th birthday. Bring back Fischl? Yeah, dude, bring back Fischl. Fischl's so good. I love Fischl so much. They should do SP forms in Genshin. Tartaglia's Electro Delusion should live in an SP. Deluxe like Delusion should live in an SP. Farina should have received an SP for like her Fossilor's counterpart. Or a skin at least. Nahida should have received an SP for Rikadavada. Right? Raiden is Shogun, I guess. Yeah. They should do it. Raiden, Rosemary May? Rosemary May? Rosemary May? Is that is it like the Honkai's Honkai Impact Third one? I'm gonna assume it's the OG one because I haven't heard of it. So, I mean, Raiden May, yes, but so I'm just gonna assume that it's like the Honkai Impact one. The goat. Akron. Akron is like a half for me. I have no feelings for her, but I don't hate her. I just don't have feelings for her. I usually don't have feelings for like the hot mommy characters, but some of the tall female characters are like cool. I like Feisha, I like Yao Guang, so. This one's looking really good. I remember complimenting the crowd last stream, but I have to do it again. No, all good. I mean, like, thank you. I mean, I'm a little tired, so I'm like baffling a lot. Like, just spitting random stuff right now. My English is not Englishing. I really do feel like I need a few days to recover from probably excessive talking in the convention. Now I lost like my English ability because of all that talking. I've been trying to edit like a vlog video, so maybe it might be released, it might not be. I have the footage that I'm probably needed. So it's just down to editing, voiceover, this and that, analyzing how it did. I might release a video like that, who knows. I mean, would you guys be interested? A vlog about anime convention and how I tabled as an artist? Simp for Facia after watching her PV? Yeah. I mean, I don't even have to watch her PV. I just look at her, I fell in love. Love in first sight. Vlog, let's go. Yes. I've met like a couple of people who said they came they came to find my table because they knew me from like Instagram or YouTube. That was pretty cool. How was your convention experience? It was very fun. Very tiring though. Cause like I stayed in like Gold Coast for like accommodation with a few of my friends, and I slept like the couch bed. It was very nice. I had like my own bed because there was like 5 people including me, and two of them slept in the like each two of them slept as a pair on the bed, and I got to have like the couch bed on my own. But I was sleeping in the living room, and it was really cold. It was freezing. I probably got caught a cold the first night because I had only one blanket, and I didn't know there was like additional blankets in like one of the rooms, and it was only when like one of the other like artists, like one of the other people came up to go to the toilet and was like, hey, do you have like an extra blanket? And they took out like another blanket, but probably by the time I already caught the cold, which is why I have like a weird voice right now, because I probably did catch a cold. I have a blocked nose right now. Other than that, the actual convention itself was very fun. I mean, I'm not a fan of attending anime conventions. I just go there for work, but it was definitely very fun to walk around and meet new people, talk to like very popular artists, or like talk to artists who were like really good. It was really fun. Yeah, very fun to talk to people who love my artwork as well. Because at some point I told like some of the people who come by and drop by or like bought something, that I was like, actually just a while ago I was thinking about giving up art, and they were like, no, don't give up. And I was like, I thought about giving up because I felt like I was achieving nothing, I was not improving, and I didn't feel like it was really worth it. And they were like, oh no, if you want to give up, just think of us. We really want like your art, and don't give up like for the sake of us. Like we're here to support you. And I was like, holy shit, I can't give up. So it's like really nice because I get to meet people. That's the main part. I don't care a lot about the anime community or like the meetup, like the anime fans meetup, this and that. But I care more about the interaction, I guess. Because I don't read a lot of comics, nor do I watch a lot of anime, so. That's nice, yeah. My intrusive thoughts make me want to say give up. Then yeah, that would probably be me too, honestly. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna upload my progress to my Instagram, maybe? Like my alt account. There should be a whole community there too. Yeah, there is quite a few. Not a lot, but a few. You know. I'm gonna like leave it at here. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours and I've been trying to cut down my stream time for my sake of my own for the sake of my own well-being and schedule and stuff. I feel like sleeping it's like 2 something AM. I don't wanna like screw up my sleep schedule ever since I actually accidentally fixed it because of the convention having to have me wake up early. So yeah. Fun stream, thank you so much for joining. I'll definitely stream again when I feel like it. Haven't been able to work on the chibi though. Yeah, and about the Melbourne convention, probably cancelled. I will continue to update about the situation on my main account on the story, but chances are my Melbourne Oz Comic Con will be cancelled for the sake of my own financial well-being and mental well-being. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining. I will upload this to my alt account and